Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to give you 5 ways to basically travel the world for free. If you want to know, then just stay tuned. Alright, first things first, let me tell you guys about Skillshare. What is Skillshare? Skillshare is an online platform from creators for creators and also people who would like to learn and expand their knowledge on any given subject. So you can basically learn anything on Skillshare. If you want to know about languages, about business, about photography, anything you'd like to learn more on, there is definitely going to be a class on Skillshare. The great thing about Skillshare is that, as I said, it's from creators for creators. That means those are experienced people who are experts in these subjects. Like every single day you need to learn something new. That goes especially for language learning, but also for any other subject there is out there. Last time I showed you that I took this Tagalog class, and this time I didn't want to only focus on languages, but I looked for business online classes because I'm also interested in business. So Skillshare is great for that because you have a variety of like more than 25,000 lessons. So there is gonna be a lesson or a course for you, most definitely. This time I chose to look for travel blogging because it relates to what I'm gonna talk about in this video. If you know travel blogging, you know that is a business. So join more than 7 million people on Skillshare and find a class for you today. The first 500 of my subscribers who click the link down below will get 2 full months of free unlimited Skillshare classes, like access to any class you'd like. Click the link down below and check out Skillshare. Alright, let's get into this video. You might know that my Instagram is basically based around my travels around the world. Obviously my YouTube is more on languages, but my Instagram is very much focused on travel. And whenever I do like a Q&A kind of thing, a lot of you guys are asking me how I afford to travel that much, and if I've quit my job, or how I go about it with working and traveling at the same time, and also budgeting. So I want to tell you guys that traveling doesn't always equate to like being rich. People have this misconception that I always try to clarify, that you have to be rich in order to travel, but you absolutely don't. Especially nowadays, there are so many ways to travel for basically free or to travel on a really tight budget. And those are the ways I mostly travel, and I used to travel when I was a student, and obviously students are most of the times broke. Let me get into this first point. This first point is travel blogging. Of course, you can use your blog or your Instagram or anything that you're using to portray places that you go to as a means to monetize your travels actually. So basically, for example, if I'm going to stay at a hotel, I might tag the hotel or write an article about them or whatever. This way I grow my blog, I grow my views, my readers. So for example, I might actually work with the hotel or with the place I'm staying at. So this would be free travel. This would be free accommodation. But a lot of you guys are not travel bloggers or influencers. You don't have to be a travel blogger per se to get like free accommodation and free flights or so, but there are tons of other ways to get around the world for free. Let me tell you the second way, and this is a very popular way. I've had a lot of friends who've done that, and I've met a lot of friends through that. They've traveled abroad to teach English basically. So if you're a native English speaker, you can take a TEFL test, TEFL. This is a certification basically which allows you to teach English anywhere in the world. I've had friends teaching English in China, teaching English in Spain, like all over the world. With this certification, you are allowed to teach English, and mostly they're teaching in primary schools or high schools or middle schools. This is a good way to go abroad to teach English. There's also other ways if you are a native speaker in another language, let's say for example French, or a native speaker in Spanish. I've had also friends who went to, for example, the French Antille Islands, Guadeloupe, to teach Spanish. Another very popular way to go abroad, and I've already talked about that because that's what I personally did, was to take a gap year, and through the gap year you can do either voluntary programs or you can work as an au pair. I worked as an au pair. That means I had free stay at a family's home. I lived with a family for a whole year and basically took care of their 5-year-old kid. So in exchange of that, I got like some little pocket money like every single week, and it wasn't that much, but it was totally enough to get by because basically I'm living for free, I'm eating for free, like I have everything free. When the family would travel, they would take me along their vacation, and basically I had to pay for nothing other than like just going out. and like my personal expense. So that was totally worth it. If you want to try that out, there are so many au pair programs. There are mainly agencies, but I wanted to choose my family on my own. I didn't want it to go through an agency because I really wanted to have the contact beforehand before I would go like and live with a family for a whole year. And I've heard so many like stories where it wouldn't work out that well, so I wanted to make sure I got to know them beforehand. There's this website called aupairworld.net or something. Like I did that 10 years ago, so I don't even know if that website exists like that. But if so, I will link, of course, all the websites down below. And this website helps you basically create your profile as an au pair and also as a family, so you get to like look through the profiles. It's basically like a dating website, so you look through the profiles, what the family wants or what they expect from you, whatever, and you just contact them and the family can contact you, vice versa. So that's a good way to get to know a family, and you can also choose the countries. So that's like a great way to do a gap year, to not spend anything and like to travel abroad and be able to learn. Mostly all of my Spanish I learned at this family's home because they would not speak any other language but Spanish, and I was forced to speak Spanish for a whole 11 months that I was staying with. That was what helped me reinforce my language skills and what helped me learn so much. Another way I said to go abroad were voluntary programs. There's so many out there, like, and literally any country has some kind of voluntary programs. You can sign up like for agencies, you can look for programs yourself, but there's so many in every country. Programs where you can work like in NGOs, you can do like eco farming with, there's like this WWOOF program. I'll leave like all the links down below, where you can like work on local farms abroad, and in exchange you get like free accommodation. So that's also a good way. I had friends going to Australia. A friend of mine did like work for a year in an orphanage in Ghana, and like there's so many possibilities to do voluntary programs. Especially with those kind of programs, you get like free housing and stuff like that. So that is a great way also to work, to give back, and to basically mingle with the people, with the culture, and travel for almost free. Alright, if you're not into all of those programs, you can always travel but have free accommodation, and that works with Couchsurfing. I've done Couchsurfing also like multiple times. I've only had good experiences with Couchsurfing. I did it the first time in Morocco with two friends. I thought it was a crazy idea to stay like at some guy's house without knowing him. I was like, why would people let you stay for free at their homes? But basically they have a very good reason, because for example, that guy in Morocco, he wasn't able to really like travel that much, so he would enjoy and love it like people coming to his home, because you know, you get to exchange different cultures and everything, and all the people are coming like to your place. That is so culturally enriching. A lot of people just like to have that exchange, you know, with people from all over. And once you travel, for example, to a place, you might stay with someone, and the next time that person travels like to your country, they might stay with you, or they don't even necessarily always have to stay with you, but they could also just like meet up with you. You know, if you don't have that much space at your house or where you're living, wherever, you might just like meet up with them. They don't always have to like stay with you per se. So that is a great way. I really recommend Couchsurfing. I, up to this date, like I still do it if I do solo traveling. I think it's a great way to meet people, and I like to have a local show me around, tell me like the best places to go, and live like a local, you know, because I don't like the hotel life where I just stay in a hotel. I'm just like a typical tourist. If you follow me on Instagram, you might see like I don't like this typical tourist life, and I talk about it a lot. Yet I like to mingle with locals, and I like to live and see how the way like locals live. That's why when I go to a place, I really like to just hang around with locals basically, and not like with other tourists. There are so many other programs where you can like help and work and do like voluntary work in exchange for free accommodation and housing. So as you guys see, there are plenty of opportunities available for you to travel abroad and not spend like a lot of money, or basically travel like for free. So if you guys want to know more, then basically check out the websites down below, and if you guys have more ideas, then leave them down in the comment box below. And thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.